How's it going, YouTube and my future self? Welcome back to the Lab TCG. My name is Will, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 ways to source inventory for your Pokemon business. This is a remade version of a video that I've done previously, but I wanted to update it a little bit. It's something that's been highly requested multiple times, so I wanted to go ahead and talk about how you can get inventory for your Pokemon business and start making some returns. So with that being said, if you stay to the end, you're going to know every method there is to do this that I've utilized. My top 10, there's no particular order, but I'm going to go ahead and mention the way that I do it, and then some additional info on there to give some context. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the first one. So the first one is actually going to be utilizing the local area with Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, or like Mercari Local, anything that has to do with your immediate area. Now, you could drive as far as an hour or 3 hours or 20 minutes. It doesn't matter. You can make connections through social media, or you can just message people that are local to you. Craigslist is another thing that you could look on. It's super outdated, but if you search Pokemon cards, things will come up. Facebook Marketplace is a great option as well. And basically all of these things are just, are you willing to drive to this person to get your cards? And you can oftentimes get cards at a pretty good deal, and most people are going to be willing to negotiate with you. Cash is king here, and be sure to be exact on what you're purchasing, because you don't want to lead to any mistakes when you come in person. The local game is also super big for bulk. I would say that buying bulk locally is probably the best you can get. You can also offer cheaper rates because that person is not going to be shipping that bulk, therefore they're not paying for the shipping expense. So utilize the local area. It is a great resource, and also you can make a lot of connections. If you're selling sealed product as well, people in the local area absolutely love sealed product. They don't have to get it shipped. You can give it to them on release day. So definitely utilize the local area. Number 2, tying into that, is going to be going to Pokemon tournaments. Now, this is something that is not open at the moment. There have been some regional championships occurring in the U.S., and there will be until the World Championships later this year. But when local events start up, especially League Cups, League Challenges, these are going to be collections of tons of Pokemon players that, guess what? They have collections and they want money to fund the next event or the next set of cards they need. So you can make connections with these players and essentially offer them value of being someone that will always buy their stuff. So especially if you start to network with some of the better players in your area, you can buy boxes off them when they win them for a cheaper price, because if I win a box and, I just want to sell it, I might be willing to sell it for less than I could online. I've sold, as a player, I have sold boxes for as low as like $70, $75. So at the regional championships and stuff, it is frowned upon from doing like cash deals, but I could recommend you do trades. So that's that. Go to tournaments and all that stuff, and you can make connections with players or other collectors and buy and sell there. Main strategy you're going to be using is like 60% of TCG Player low, and depending on the people you know, or bulk, whatever. Also, if you have players that open their product, you can scoop up all their bulk at the same time. The only thing there is you're not going to get as many good cards because the good players know what to look for in the bulk. So there's that. Number 3 is going to be Facebook groups. Burbank City Pokemarket, Pokeworld, Pokemon Buy Sell Trade. Literally look up on Facebook like Pokemon Buying Group, Pokemon Selling Group, and you will find tons of groups that are focused around basically like e-commerce selling with Pokemon. Now, this is cool because you can use PayPal and PayPal Goods and Services when you're paying for items. So you would be paying like a 3% fee to buy or sell these items compared to eBay at 13%. There's a little bit more risk here because you are basically just trusting another individual, the third party being PayPal, and that would only be if it goes to claims. I have had some bad experiences doing this, but if you're diligent about making sure you're communicating with the other person and that you are not falling for scams, it's a pretty good method to pick stuff up. It can also create relationships as well, especially if you do good business, you pay well, you care about the person that you are transacting with. They can become repeat customers, buyers, or sellers, whether you're buying from them or selling to them. So that's another thing to note. And when you are transacting with these people, be sure to let them know that you have a business or that you're trying to run a business. And most people are willing to support that. So that's going to be best there. You're going to also utilize whether you have a bulk rate set up or you are buying for 60% of TCG Player low, or whatever it is that you're buying to acquire inventory. You're just basically going to be going on posts of people that are posting that they have items for sale, messaging them, and then making offers. And then whatever fits your margin is the way to go there. Number 4 is going to be eBay. Now, eBay is great because it's super easy. And the second method, the under this, also falls in line with, it's extremely easy to do, and depending on your priorities, it can be extremely profitable. Now, eBay, the best thing to do here is going to be either sorting listings by newly listed and then searching Pokemon cards. You're going to get all the newest listings for Pokemon cards, and you can drill down that search too. So maybe you go, Pokemon Secret Rare, or you type Pokemon that's misspelled, so maybe Pokman, and then you have listings that people don't know because they're not showing up under Pokemon. You can get real creative with the searches here, and newly listed is pretty common. Most people know about that. You're essentially just trying to snipe the first listing that comes up. However, the inverse of that is to go auction and then ending soonest. Sometimes cards get overlooked. I know plenty of times I've done this, just hawked over auctions, and then it's like, oh, this card's undervalued, and then buy it and then get it, and then make the return. But if you just kind of sit up, and there's auctions going on all the time. If you set up with eBay and then the auctions, and then TCG Player on the other side with as your price guide, you can quickly be like, oh, I've never seen this card before. Here's a, I don't know, Prenplup from EX something. Type that up. Oh, it's selling for $1 on eBay. On TCG Player, it's going for 10. I'm going to buy this auction. And then with eBay, you can see the conditions and stuff. So on TCG Player, you would just match the conditions and, kind of match the two. And not every auction is going to be a steal, but you can do that. There's also Pokemon lots sell on eBay. I've bought bulk lots on eBay. I've bought collections on eBay. So if you see a huge lot of cards, thousands of dollars worth or something, you could go onto TCG Player, get an Excel document, price everything out. Does this match your price? Yes, no. And then if it doesn't, offer the seller, maybe message them if they don't have offers on. eBay is a great way to acquire inventory. And then going in hand with this TCG Player, now personally, because I've talked about Amazon before, TCG Player is the greatest place to source inventory for Amazon, because you can get ultra rares so cheap. And I guess that's a little broad, but when you watch the Amazon video that I talked about, and I would highly recommend you watch that because it's a great video talking about how Amazon FBA is utilized as a platform. But think of it this way: you can go onto TCG Player, you can search up any ultra rare, and it could be just like bad EX, GX, and Vs. Most of those cards sell anywhere from 20 cents to $1. You can buy as many EX, GX, Vs as you want for that price point, and then go on Amazon and sell them. And normally, I'm able to get $3, $4 a card selling stuff like that on Amazon. So 20 cents into $3 or $4 or $2, that's a huge margin. And the best part is you can do everything from the comfort of your home. You just go on TCG Player, you search up the ultra rare. Let's just say like Drapion V. Look at all the Drapion Vs that are there. Choose the lowest listing with shipping, and then buy out the seller of all their ultra rares, because it's likely that the other items that are like Drapion V are going to be priced similarly. So you could get 100 ultra rares for $20 if it's at 20 cents, and then go turn that onto Amazon and make a bunch of money. And also Amazon has listings for individual ultra rares too, and I have seen it where maybe, I think it was Incineroar GX was selling for like $15 on Amazon, and you could get it on TCG Player for like $2. So it's a great method, and you could also do this on eBay, but I think TCG Player, just because it's like seller quantity and the lowest price is usually what shows up first, you can just buy out entire sellers of their inventory and then flip it onto Amazon, and win-win for both people, because they're making money and now you're making money. TCG Player is really cool. Additionally, trainers, same thing. If you sort trainers by like a penny, sometimes sellers will do 99-cent shipping plus a penny for a trainer that's worth $1. If they have multiple copies, you can buy all of them out and then profit that way. So TCG Player is an excellent site. I would highly recommend searching by item price only instead of lowest plus shipping whenever you're looking for inventory. Additionally, you can upload resale tax IDs to Amazon, eBay, TCG Player, maybe Mercari. I haven't tried it, but other sites. And then you don't have to pay sales tax on any of those items if you are tax exempt, which is huge because it just makes your margins better. TCG Players is a little unique. They will refund you all the tax that you pay, basically monthly, in your seller portal. So that's another way to do it. Now, number 6 is going to be distribution, wholesale distribution, and I also have a second thing that I'm going to lump into this that it could work out, and it's going to really play a role with networking. Now, distribution, we all know, is extremely hard to get into right now. If you don't have a brick and mortar, you're kind of out of luck. Best advice there is just going to be call every distributor and see if you can get someone interested in your store. But it like I said, it's extremely hard to do right now. If you can do it, though, distribution is a cool business model. It's definitely different than selling singles because it's a higher capital investment per item, and your margin on the items is generally speaking lower. However, it's a lot easier because you basically get everything sent to your house, you repack it and sell it on whatever platform you choose. So distribution does have its ups and downs, but it is a very good way to source inventory from the comfort of your home, not doing a whole lot of stuff. Now, what I want to tie into this is kind of a different spin on this. And no, this is not a permission to reach out to me and do this. I've had a lot of people ask me this, and I'm just not at a place time-wise where this would be feasible. Also, cost-wise, my cost on distribution product is not low enough for this to be feasible yet. I have toyed around with the idea, and it's something I want to do in the future, but we're not there yet. So, however, if you know other people that do distribution, they might be able to help you out. What I would recommend is if you can provide value to a seller, maybe that is you do pack breaks, you open cards on YouTube. If you could make a negotiation essentially saying, I would like to buy your product at cost for you and then return all the bulk and the singles to you once we sell the ultra rares or once we open the product or whatever it may be, that's a good way to I guess it depends on the type of business. If you're doing breaking, that's a good way to source inventory because then you're selling the hits that you get out and returning the rest. The other side is you're helping someone else do their business. And by clearing out dead inventory from sellers, you can really, really help other people out, because I know that if I had more time and I thought it was worth it, I have so many products that I could order from distribution, but I know that I'm not going to be able to make money on. If someone were to say, yeah, I want to buy all of that stuff at your wholesale cost, and maybe a little bit on top just so that you don't have to have it, I would be open to that. Theme decks, tins, stuff like that, that's really a pain to ship and it's not super profitable. And like I said, this is not an invitation to reach out to me for this because I've had to deny plenty of people. However, there are a lot of people selling Pokemon cards out there. So if you know anyone that's not me, I would reach out to them and ask them. And then I've mentioned this before, but this is something I would like to do in the future. It's just right now not feasible for me to do. But yeah, distribution and also networking with other sellers, seeing if they will give you cost product that they might not want or they don't need. Basically just providing value to another seller. The next couple are kind of all in line together. Number 7 is going to be creating a social media. Now, this actually blew my mind because I have met 2 people through doing YouTube, and it wasn't even it was before I hit 1,000 subscribers. So you don't even need to be that big of a channel to meet people like this. But I've met 2 people, shout out to David and Chris, that have done local meetups with me, and they have sold me cards and also bought product from me. So this is an excellent way tying into that meeting the local area. But you would be surprised with the algorithms that go on with YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, like insert social media of choice. You can actually meet people by uploading Pokemon content or just saying that you buy cards and then kind of giving a general idea of where you're at. Like, I didn't say exactly where I live, but I said I live in Maryland and then in this area. And once you get into those one-on-one conversations with those people, if you're willing to trust them, then you can make a meeting point. And it's a great way to meet people within your local area, create connections, and also buy inventory from them if they want. And that's also another good thing for what I just previously talked about. If you can meet a seller that's in your area and get that connection with them, they might be able to help you out a lot more than someone that has to ship product across the US at wholesaler cost. So that's another way. And then creating a website, this ties into social media too, because I think it's pretty hard to get traffic to a website. But if you go to thelabtcg.com, which is my website, you will see that I have a tab at the bottom and also tabs at the top that say make money with us. If I have a customer that wants to get store credit for their cards or they want cash, they can go on to any of those sections of the website, fill out forms, and basically tell me that they want to sell me cards. I've had bulk come through my site and I've had collections come through my site. So it is an excellent way to basically broadcast that you buy cards without doing a whole lot of legwork. Like, my site just stays up, people find it through the social medias, and then people reach out to me when they want to sell cards. I don't have to actively seek for people to sell cards to, which is really cool. And yeah, as long as you treat the customers that you are working with fairly, they're going to be repeat customers. I've had multiple people go through social medias or Facebook, and become repeat customers for me. Like there's one example, I'm on the 5th bulk purchase from this one person that I've been working with through Facebook. That's 5 bulk purchases. That's crazy. So if you create good relationships, you give fair prices, people are going to come back and they like your business. So having a website is a great way to do that. You can do that via Shopify, Wix, or Square. Additionally, it doesn't even have to be an e-commerce store. If you just wanted to set up a regular site and like talk about Pokemon or make a blog or something like that, you could do that and just say you buy cards as well, and that's a good way to do it as well. So I actually skipped around. My number 9 is to network with other stores and buy dead inventory. This is something I did. I had a mentor when I got started that kind of showed me the ropes originally and then helped me understand some of the more complex topics. And one of the things that I was struggling with was sourcing inventory. So I asked him, hey, do you have any dead inventory that you're having a hard time moving, or maybe I can pay more for it than normal? And I was able to buy a bunch of inventory off of him that he wasn't able to move or had the time to move, and it was a great way to acquire a bunch of stuff that I could start selling and turning for a profit. I've had some other friends that wanted to get into Pokemon, and they have bought stuff off of me that I was having trouble moving. So networking with other stores is a good way to ask them, hey, are you having any inventory that's hard to move? And one of the things that's really applicable here is bulk is like dead inventory for a lot of sellers. Most sellers stick to ultra rares and high value cards, so you could ask them too, do you have bulk that you want to move? And then you could do that, repackage it on Amazon or eBay, and that's another good way to source inventory that way. And then the final one, number 10, is going to be Japanese websites. Now, this is definitely different from everything else that's on the list, but if you want to get into selling Japanese trading cards or Pokemon cards or sealed product, there is a few ways to do this. Now, it's not wholesale by any means, and there are a lot of fees associated with it. However, if you do this in mass, you're providing a service to people that live in the country that's not Japan. Mainly talking about United States here, as that's what I'm most familiar with. But you can utilize middleman sites, which are essentially places that have a facility in Japan, and they will buy items from Japan and then house it there and then ship it out through their fulfillment centers, basically. And some of these are going to be Bai, Zen Market, Yahoo Japan, and then you can utilize those middleman sites to go on. Or I'm sorry, Yahoo Japan is not a middleman site. Yahoo Japan is a search engine. It's like eBay. But you can utilize Bai and Zen Market, and there's tons of other middleman services out there to go ahead and go onto Japanese websites that you might not be able to purchase from. TCG Republic is another really good site that I haven't heard many people talk about. You can go on there and buy all kinds of singles at actually pretty good prices. They have promos, they have ultra rares, they have full art trainers. The list goes on. Cardtaku is another one, I believe. But yeah, TCG Republic is really cool for singles. You might be able to create some arbitrage opportunities. And TCG Republic actually doesn't require a middleman, so that's another really cool thing. So if you go on there, you might be able to just buy cards, bring them stateside, and then ship them out from eBay or whatever means of selling is. But yeah, you can use Bai or Zen Market to go on the Pokemon Center and take advantage of any specials that they have going on. So I would recommend doing some toying around with that if that's something that you're interested in. Just be careful of the fees and the shipping, because it can be way more than you expect it to, and then you might price yourself out of selling it at a good rate. But that's going to conclude the top 10 list for sourcing inventory. If you guys enjoyed the video, as always, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for all the support. If you have any questions or videos that you would like to see from me, go ahead and email me at thelabtcg@gmail.com or leave a comment down below. I respond to every single comment. I've responded to every single comment. The little section where it says comments I haven't responded to is blank, so if you leave a comment, I'm going to respond to it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night.